Hello, Jellos. It's week 6 of my podcast titled Her Healing Hour, which is also available now on Apple Podcasts. So tune in for this 6th installment. Today we're focusing on breathwork and how appropriate, because I don't know about you, but there has been a lot of emotions for me over the last couple of weeks, including this weekend, with it being Valentine's Day and then Family Day and or President's Day. A lot of time with a lot of people that we love. Yes, absolutely. That is if you're able to gather. But also a lot of emotions can come up. There could be a lot of triggers during this time. And anytime that we're stressed, the body, the torso especially, starts to constrict itself. Your breath might become labored. Your breath might become more shallow than it already is. Many of us are already breathing quite shallow as it is. And all of these things are an indication that the mind and the body and the emotions are not at peace. So tuning into the breath, checking in with your breath numerous times throughout the day is a great way to check in with yourself and to kind of see the state of your mental, emotional, and physical well-being. So the breath, as I like to describe it in classes that I teach, in my yoga classes, is also, it's your life force. I often say in my classes that the breath is the first thing that we look for when a child is born. It's the first sign of life. And equally, it is the last sign of life when someone transitions. And all that time in between, our breath is telling us kind of how we're doing. So it's almost like a gauge of sorts, if you will. It's a great check-in tool. But it's also a tool that can help us to elevate our moods and our emotional well-being, as well as our mental state. So it's incredibly important to learn how to empower yourself with your breath. And breathing through the nose, deep breaths through the nose with quality exhales that are long and extended is the quickest way to signal to the central nervous system that you're safe. And the reason why we say the nose specifically, and it's not your only way to get there, but specifically we target the nose because the nose has actual nerve endings that transition you from the sympathetic to the parasympathetic. And so it is a very effective way to calm yourself down, to self-soothe. For me personally, this has been an incredible tool. And it's been a tool that I've had to rely on a lot over the last few weeks, but a tool that I'm very grateful to have now and that I've been cultivating. And so I won't get into any specific kind of breath works because I'm a fan of many of them, including alternate nostril breaths, bellows breath, the Wim Hof method. All of those breaths are phenomenal, and I would encourage you to YouTube or to read up on these various different ways to bring you down and to calm you, to self-soothe yourself. I've also kind of been tweaking and working on another way to help myself self-soothe. I'm struggling with my S's today. And so I want to share this method with you. And so I don't know if this is a method that has been used by others. I don't know if this is my own method, but what the heck, let's call it the Lisa technique. I'm not mad at that because it's been something that I've kind of just been tweaking over the last few weeks that I have found incredibly helpful. And that is to and I take a pause because I'm looking for the correct words here. When something is troubling me, or I have, for whatever reason, if I'm in a state of, low-level anxiety, kind of worrying about things on a low-level sort of vibration. So not high anxiety where I'm paralyzed and I'm hyperventilating, but, just a little bit of discomfort in the body. through the tools that I've gained and through my latest certification as someone who's now certified as a breathwork teacher as well, is that what I'll do is I'll breathe in through the nose, fully expanding the diaphragm. So imagining that breath comes in through the nostrils, but fully moving in through the throat, all the way down to the pit of your belly, and feeling the lower belly expand. Then feeling the diaphragm also expand. And lastly, feeling the chest lift. So that is a proper breath. That is proper diaphragmatic breath. And if you observe a child breathing, normally a child under the age of 7 or 8, you'll certainly witness that their breath happens to be very full, very diaphragmatic. So I've been using that breath, but then when I'm filled at capacity, I hold that breath. And then I allow for myself to think about what it is that I'm already thinking about, but the worst case scenario. And I know it sounds bizarre, but I have found that in doing that, I'm kind of able to get past the fear. So I take that breath, I fill my body up, I hold that breath, and I envision something really scary, something terrifying. And what it does is it makes my whole core, specifically my diaphragm, shake. It trembles. And as I allow for that fear to kind of wash over me and take over me, the intensity also dissipates. I don't know if anyone else has discovered this or has experienced this, or if it really is the Lisa technique, which would be kind of cool. But when I'm filled with that breath and I'm holding that breath and I'm imagining that worst case scenario, there's trembling that happens for a number of seconds, and I can't tell you how long that lasts. It could be 7 seconds, it could be 15, but eventually that shaking and that trembling, it subsides, as if your body has just accepted or transitioned into a place where it accepts the reality. And then when I release that breath, I'm in essence releasing that fear. And now it's out into the universe. I've let go of it. I'm no longer holding on to it. And I'm offering that energy to Mother Earth, to Mother Nature, so that she may turn it into something positive. So by giving her my negative, I know that she can turn it into something useful. And that was really it. That's all I wanted to share with you guys. It's just a little bit of an intro into what you can expect when you tune into this week's episode, which I hope you will enjoy. Breath is everything. Breath is life. Breath is your medicine. So find a way, whatever your way is. It doesn't have to be the Lisa technique. It could be Wim Hof, it could be bellows, it could be sweet breath, it could be the square breath. There's so many amazing breaths that you could try, exercises, practices that you can utilize to help find your peace, your zen, your love. Thank you so much, guys, for all of your time and attention and your dedication to your path back to health and wellness. Love you all. Bye.